Hi there. I'm Dr. Hannah Cole from the Prime Life Center, and I need to share something with you that's been weighing on my heart. Just last week, a woman named Margaret sat in my office, tears streaming down her face as she told me something that broke my heart. Dr. Cole, she said, I feel like I'm disappearing. My husband looks at me the same way he always has, but I feel nothing. It's like someone turned off a switch inside me and I don't know how to turn it back on. Margaret is 54, a vibrant marketing executive who used to light up every room she entered. She's been married to her college sweetheart for 28 years, and they've always had what she called that spark. Until about 2 years ago when everything changed. I thought it was just stress from work, she explained. But then months turned into a year, and that year became 2 years of feeling like a stranger in my own body. What Margaret described next is something I hear almost daily in my practice, and it absolutely infuriates me because most doctors are getting this completely wrong. She told me how she'd visited 3 different specialists over the past year. The first one barely looked up from his computer before prescribing hormone replacement therapy. The second suggested it was just part of aging and recommended she accept the changes. The third, and this one really gets me, told her it was probably psychological and handed her a referral to a therapist. Here's what none of those doctors bothered to explain to Margaret, and what most women going through menopause never hear. Yes, your estrogen levels drop during menopause. Everyone knows that. But what's really happening in your body goes so much deeper than just low hormones. Your body is literally rewiring itself. And when this process goes wrong, it affects everything from your energy levels to your ability to feel desire, joy, and connection. I've been working in integrative medicine for over 15 years, and I can tell you that what I discovered about postmenopause hormone balance changed everything for my patients. It started with a simple observation that led to a breakthrough that's transformed hundreds of women's lives, and today I'm going to share exactly what I found. The turning point came about 3 years ago when I noticed something strange in my practice. I had patients who were thriving after menopause. I'm talking about women in their 50s and 60s who had more energy than women half their age, whose marriages were stronger than ever, who felt vibrant and alive. Then I had others like Margaret, who felt like shells of their former selves. The traditional medical explanation didn't make sense because both groups had similar hormone levels on paper. That's when I started digging deeper, and what I found shocked me. The women who were thriving weren't just dealing with hormone changes. Their bodies had successfully adapted to a completely new way of creating energy and maintaining vitality. The women who were struggling? Their bodies were stuck in a kind of hormonal confusion, trying to function the old way when everything had fundamentally changed. Let me tell you about Charles. Wait, I know that's not the name you'd expect, but Charles is my husband, and he was actually the one who helped me crack this puzzle. As a research biochemist, he started looking at the data I was collecting from my patients, and he noticed patterns that I'd missed. Hannah, he said one evening as we were reviewing patient files, look at this. The women who are doing well aren't just different hormonally. Their entire cellular energy system is functioning differently. Charles helped me understand that after menopause, your body needs to shift from one type of energy production to another. Think of it like switching from solar power to wind power. Both work, but they require completely different systems. When this switch doesn't happen properly, you end up feeling tired, disconnected, and like you're running on empty no matter how much you rest or how well you eat. But here's where it gets really interesting, and this is the discovery that changed everything. I had a patient named Daniel. Actually, let me tell you about Susan first because her story illustrates this perfectly. Susan came to me at 52, about 18 months post-menopause, feeling what she called emotionally numb. She'd tried hormone replacement therapy, changed her diet, started exercising more, but nothing seemed to help. She felt like she was going through the motions of her life without actually living it. During Susan's consultation, she mentioned something that caught my attention. She said, "The weird thing is, I feel better when I visit my daughter in India. I thought it was just being away from stress, but even my husband noticed I seemed more like myself there." When I asked what was different about her routine in India, she mentioned that her daughter made her a special morning tea every day with fresh spices, cinnamon, ginger, and a few other ingredients. That conversation sent me down a research rabbit hole that lasted months. What I discovered was that certain natural compounds, and I'm going to tell you exactly which ones, can actually help your body make that crucial switch I mentioned. They work like a bridge, helping your system transition from the old way of creating energy and maintaining balance to the new way your post-menopause body needs to function. Now let me tell you about Daniel. And yes, this time it really is a man named Daniel, because this discovery doesn't just affect women. Daniel is 58, married to Linda, who'd been struggling with post-menopause issues for 3 years. He came to see me not as a patient, but as a desperate husband. "Dr. Cole," he said, "I don't know how to help my wife. She's not the woman I married, not because she's older, but because she seems so unhappy, so tired, so distant." Daniel's visit taught me something crucial about how these hormonal changes affect relationships and families. Linda had been to multiple doctors, tried various treatments, but nothing worked because everyone was treating her symptoms instead of addressing the root cause, that energy system switch I mentioned. When Linda finally came to see me and we implemented the protocol I'd developed, Daniel was amazed by the transformation. "It's like someone turned the lights back on," he told me 6 weeks later. Here's what I learned from Susan, Margaret, Linda, and dozens of other patients. After menopause, your body starts relying much more heavily on something called secondary hormone production. Instead of your ovaries being the main hormone factory, other parts of your body, your adrenal glands, your fat tissue, even your muscles, need to step up and take over some of that work. But here's the problem. This system needs specific nutrients to function properly, nutrients that most of us aren't getting nearly enough of in our regular diets. And when I say specific, I mean very particular compounds that help your body's new energy system work the way it's supposed to. After months of research and testing with my patients, I developed what I call the Vitality Restoration Protocol. It's built around 4 key ingredients that work together to support your body's postmenopause energy system. And I'm going to give you the exact recipe because every woman deserves to feel vibrant and alive, regardless of her age. The foundation of this protocol is Ceylon cinnamon, and it has to be Ceylon cinnamon, not the regular cassia cinnamon you find in most grocery stores. You need exactly 1 teaspoon daily. Ceylon cinnamon helps your body process sugars more efficiently, which is crucial because after menopause, your body becomes much more sensitive to blood sugar swings, and these swings directly impact your energy and mood. The second ingredient is fresh grated ginger root, about a thumb-sized piece daily. Ginger helps improve circulation and supports your body's ability to transport nutrients where they need to go. Think of it as helping your body's delivery system work more efficiently. Third is raw beetroot powder, exactly 1 tablespoon every morning. Beetroot helps your blood vessels stay flexible and responsive, which is essential because good circulation becomes even more important after menopause. Your body needs to be able to deliver nutrients and hormones efficiently throughout your system. The fourth ingredient might surprise you. It's ground nutmeg, but just a tiny pinch, about 1/8 teaspoon. Nutmeg contains compounds that help support your nervous system and can improve your body's ability to produce feel-good chemicals naturally. Here's exactly how to prepare this. Every morning, mix the Ceylon cinnamon, grated fresh ginger, beetroot powder, and tiny pinch of nutmeg in a large glass of warm water. Drink this on an empty stomach, at least 30 minutes before eating anything else. Do this daily for a minimum of 8 weeks. Now, I want to tell you about Lisa, because her transformation shows you what's possible. 56, a school principal who came to me feeling completely burned out. She'd been struggling for 2 years with what she called the fog. Low energy, no interest in things she used to love, and a marriage that felt more like a business partnership than a romance. After just 2 weeks on this protocol, Lisa called me excited. "Dr. Cole, I woke up this morning and realized I'd been humming in the shower. I haven't done that in years." By week 4, she reported that her energy levels had improved dramatically. She rated them 7 out of 10 compared to the 3 out of 10 she'd been experiencing. But the real transformation came at the 8-week mark. Lisa came in for her follow-up appointment practically glowing. "My husband asked me what I've been doing differently because I seem like myself again," she told me. "We went dancing last weekend for the first time in 3 years, and I actually wanted to go. More than that, I had the energy to enjoy it." Lisa's success isn't unusual. When your body gets the support it needs to make that crucial energy system transition, the changes can be remarkable. Most of my patients start noticing improvements in the first 2 weeks, usually better sleep and slightly more energy. By weeks 3 and 4, mood improvements become noticeable, and many women report feeling more like themselves again. The 6 to 8 week mark is where the real magic happens. This is when most women experience what I call the vitality return, that feeling of being truly alive and engaged with life again. By month 3, these improvements typically stabilize into long-term changes. What makes this protocol so effective is that it works with your body's natural postmenopause changes instead of fighting against them. You're not trying to turn back the clock or artificially recreate your premenopause hormone levels. Instead, you're giving your body exactly what it needs to thrive in this new phase of life. I want you to understand something important. Feeling tired, disconnected, or blah after menopause is not inevitable. It's not something you just have to accept as part of aging. Your body is designed to be vibrant and energetic throughout your entire life. It just needs the right support to make the transition successfully. The reason most conventional treatments don't work is that they're trying to replace what you've lost instead of supporting what you're becoming. Your post-menopause body has incredible potential for vitality and wellness, but it operates differently than your younger body did. Once you understand this and give your system what it actually needs, the transformation can be remarkable. I think about Margaret often, the woman I mentioned at the beginning who felt like she was disappearing. 6 months after starting this protocol, she sent me a photo from a weekend getaway with her husband. They were both laughing and she looked radiant. Her note said simply, "Dr. Cole, I found myself again. Thank you for helping me remember that this chapter of my life doesn't have to be about loss. It can be about becoming." If you're reading this and recognizing yourself in these stories, I want you to know that you're not broken, you're not too old, and you're not imagining things. Your body is going through a profound transition, and it deserves support, not dismissal. You deserve to feel vibrant, energetic, and fully alive, no matter what phase of life you're in. The women I work with who embrace this understanding and give their bodies the support they need don't just feel better. They often tell me they feel better than they have in years. They have energy for the things they love, their relationships improve, and they rediscover parts of themselves they thought were gone forever. Your vitality isn't something that disappears with menopause. It just needs to be nurtured in a new way. Give your body what it needs, be patient with the process, and trust that you have the power to feel amazing again. You deserve nothing less than to absolutely love this phase of your life. Here for your wellness journey, Dr. Hannah Cole Prime Life Center.